Hey everyone, welcome to episode number 75 of The Stew. We've got Yvon and Miss Steph of the Steven Stuff, the half of the Steven Stuff. No Tonya today. Her son actually is getting out of the hospital after his surgery. So if you want to keep them in your thoughts, that would be great. He had a back surgery, so it's going to be a long recovery. So go mama.
Mm-hmm.
How's everybody doing? How's everybody been this week or last week?
Yvon?
Oh, that great? Wow.
No.
Miss Yvon.
Oh. Well, I've been great. We had a great week. It's been really slow. We have like nothing to sell as far as our pallets go. We're waiting for stuff to come in. So we've got like nothing. It's so weird. We have just, what we kind of been sourcing, but we've got this new deal that we're doing. We're not buying anything unless we can make $30 or more on it, like from thrift stores or yard sales and stuff, just because we end up with such a huge pile of stuff when all of our pallet stuff comes in that we never get to it. So that's been our rule, but it's funny right now because it's like kind of twiddling thumbs, waiting for stuff to come.
So do you guys sell out like that? Like where you just get through all of the pallet stuff? Because it seems like you get so much stuff. And then
we do.
It's gone?
Swap meets, flea markets. Gets rid of it all.
Amazing.
I know.
Man. I don't know.
Crazy.
Are you going to do a clothing lot again? Are you going to try that again?
If we go to an auction and we get some more, it was a weird fluke. They don't normally have that there. That was just an auction we got. I don't know if you guys saw it, but we got an entire pallet of used clothes for $90. And we had no idea what was going to be in it, what it was going to look like. And it was good stuff. So we just started blowing that stuff out at swap meets. First started $4 for jeans, $2 for tops, then went down by the end of the day. It was $2 for jeans, $1 for tops. And then the next yard sale, 2 and 1. And then by the end of the day, it was like anything for 2 for $1. That
Fill a bag.
Yeah. So we still have quite a bit of that, but we made over $1,000.
Yeah, I watched you all do that. That was crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah. So we don't have a ton left. I know. It was weird because we don't do clothes. So that's how we do clothes, I guess.
I'm really envious of you not having a death pile. Like, I don't know what that's like.
Oh, no, we've got one. It's so deathly that we still don't go to it. That's how bad.
It's got ghosts.
Yeah, we don't have a lot to do.
Ghosts there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gone and buried.
Yes, we've got it. We just need to get cracking and get on it. Oh, by the way, look at this. Hey, Yvon. Yvon sent me this shirt.
Thank you.
If you guys don't know it, this is one of Yvon's merch shirts, and it's so cute. It ain't gonna list itself, it says. So cute.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
One of your followers did buy one after you showed it that one time.
Yeah.
One of your followers came right over and bought one. I saw that.
Oh, cute. That's awesome. Well, they should. It's adorable.
It's fun. So back to the clothes real quick, but isn't your stepdaughter, isn't she kind of like breaking into the biz over that?
Oh, those clothes. Yes. Well, when we got that pallet from Via Trading of the used clothes at the auction, we grabbed a box because everybody talks about the clothes and we just wanted to see what they have high end is what they call it. It's not Nordstrom's, but their sister store. We're not allowed to say what it is. Not sister, but their competitor. Starts with an M, ends in CYS. We just got a pallet of their HE, which is high end women's clothes, new with tags, just to see what was in it, what it would be like, how good of a seller it would be. Because if I have to do clothes, I could handle new with tags. That's a little easier for me because I don't even know what to call things. Like, I don't even know what to call. I don't know what a tunic is. I don't know what I don't know girl words. So
yeah, there are way too many words.
Yeah. Like I listed something on Poshmark last night and I had to contact Deb and I'm like, what the heck is, what would you call this purse, this handbag? Like, is it a hobo? Is it a satchel? Is it a carry-all? Is it a shoulder bag? I don't even know what the word is, So it's hard for me to do that stuff. So I don't know. But yeah, so Amanda, my stepdaughter, she's stay-at-home mom, so she's actually doing the clothing listing. She knows what words are for clothes, and she knows how to, what to say. So she's starting that. So whenever she has time, she's listing those, and she's only listed like maybe 7, and 2 of them have sold. So, but we have sold some of those at the yard sales too. We sold $50 for a jacket, and then maybe like 4 or 5 other, maybe 6 other pieces. So for $10 each.
That's awesome.
So anyway, that's my clothes.
Yeah, I thought you guys did a great job.
Oh, thank you. I don't know that I would do it again. If Amanda wasn't doing it, I would not get it. I wouldn't buy those. I wouldn't buy the new with tags clothes.
I get too overwhelmed whenever I have too much stuff at one time. I've noticed that's why I'm not very good at doing retail arbitrage. I wouldn't do well in getting pallets. I know for a fact, because if I've got too much stuff to process, I basically shut down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just too much, and I can't get my brain to start anywhere.
Yeah.
I ran through that, when I was doing Amazon this last couple of months, where I was like, I ended up sourcing too much. And then I basically made myself paralyzed with stuff.
Oh.
Where I was like, I don't know where to start. And I know most people will be like, oh, well, just do one. And then it's okay. I've lived with myself my whole life. And like, I already know how I am. And as much as I want to do pallets, and you guys get me thinking about it, because I know I do well, quote unquote, with the products.
Yeah.
I would get it, and then it would just be sitting there because it's just too much stuff for me to look at.
Well, to be honest, I feel the same way. Like, but what we do is we'll just take the truck to our storage unit and fill up just the truck and we just start at the front, grab what's ever on that one pallet that we can reach right there. And we don't cherry pick anymore. We just grab what's right there, take that home, and that's what we process. So it's only like one truckload at a time, one pickup truck, And what helps me with that is assembly line. I'll grab all the waffle irons and do all the waffle irons at once. I'll grab all the crock pots, do all the crock pots at once. That's my way of getting around for too much chaos.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's easier too. Like if something's broken, I can just steal a lid from one, or, right there, they're all there, all of them that I brought home. So that's how I get around it, because I feel the same way. It's overwhelming. It's a lot of stuff. But yeah. But at least when we sell it, we list it local. If somebody says, hey, do you have one of these? We're like, we've got 6, right now. Whoever contacts us can get either a couple, or we could get them all in one listing kind of blown out. So that kind of helps.
That's good. So, Yvon, did you source anything good this week? Last week?
Oh my gosh, last week. I think I popped into the thrift store, but I'm pretty flush because, speaking of death piles, I'm tackling a few things. I'm doing the reseller squad thing with Cindy Amazing Taste. So I'm going to be tackling a pile of Levi's, like unique Levi's and vintage Levi's and Big E. And I don't really consider it a death pile, like a money pile, like April would say, because the reason it's kind of stockpiled is, those kind of things take a little bit more handling time. Like a vintage Levi could be $20, it could be $200. So I've committed myself to tackling that. But I did peek in because, we have to have our thrifting fix. But since I was flush, like, no pecking for profits, right, Deb? Like I think I bought 2 items. Like I was good. I bought 2 items that were like a good, resale value. But I have a confession on the death piles. I also went through my hard goods, since, I'm doing #deal as well. Mm-hmm. And I will confess, I had a big box of Starbucks mugs, right? Starbucks mugs. that used to be a great thing. And so I'm giving it away. And another box of some other hard goods, anything that I think was under $15. And I put it on Flipping Colorado Crew on Facebook, and a couple local reseller people that are in that group are coming to get it.
Oh, good.
And,
that's good.
I'm giving it to them. Whatever. One of them's going to put it in her booth. She has a booth. She's going to put all the Starbucks mugs in her booth. And I don't know what the other guy is going to do with what he picks up. That's
That's
my
the good part
comparison.
about having a booth is that you can kind of put those little smaller things that just aren't really worth. You're echoing, Yvon. That aren't
Mhm.
really worth. Yeah, it's reverberating back to me, my own self.
Okay.
Like you can put those little things that aren't, really worth you shipping and worth you doing anything with, and you can just set them on a shelf and somebody can buy them, like we do at the thrift store.
Yeah. I wish
Yeah,
we had a booth for that.
that would be great. But I
I
mean, flea
know.
market.
That's true. I mean, but flea market is way cheaper than a booth. Like you
Yeah,
might get $5 for a mug at a booth, but at flea market, you better give those away for 50 cents. It's a little harder unless they're newer. Like this, we do really well with our kitchen stuff that's newer and we can get good money. Same money almost sometimes that we could get locally.
I would
So,
imagine so. I went
yeah,
shopping. If you missed my listing video this morning,
I
that
didn't.
went that went way longer than I expected. I didn't think it was going to go over an hour. But I went shopping last Friday, and I hit up a store that I probably go to once a year because it was way on the other side of town from where I used to live. Like I used to live on like the furthest like northwest corner of Austin, and this store is like on the furthest southwest corner. So, and it's like past this really bad trafficy area that nobody wants to go to. But I ended up over there because we went painting, and I found some really great stuff there for really good prices. I was really surprised. And then I went to the Savers and I found like nothing. Like the only thing I found this unicorn, which I had to buy because he was
Oh,
Wow.
that's
galactic.
nice though.
Yeah. But I had paid up for him too. I paid $2.99. But they consistently sell for I think like $20. And it has its tag and everything. So I guess I just couldn't leave empty-handed. I don't and then I bought that camera. I bought a Sony Handycam that I don't know if it works or not. And that's the only things that I bought while I was there. The Savers in South Austin is way more expensive than the Savers in North Austin. Like their prices are like double. Like all their shoes are like $14.95 and up. And like all of their houseware stuff. I never really find anything there. It's like I shouldn't even go because I just don't find anything there. And then I did pick up this espresso machine over at that Goodwill I told you I don't normally go to. And it was $5.99. I've never seen this unit before. This is a Nespresso Asenza. But when I looked it up, let me see here. It seemed like, where's my eBay? It seemed like I could get $50 for it. Let me see if maybe I was wrong. Senza. Sure. So it's this machine here, and used, they seemed like they were doing okay. If they sell, let's see, sold. Yeah, so I don't know, they're going on best offer, but it seemed like I was seeing them for, about $50 because that's 36 plus shipping. That's 50. Wow, $31 in shipping. That's cuckoo birds. It's about $50, which I didn't think was bad for $5.99.
No, that's really good.
Yeah, so I picked that up, and then if you did miss my haul video this morning, and it wasn't a haul, it was actually what I was listing video. I also got these there, the Remington tight curlers with the clips. I was so excited. It was like the second thing I looked at. I was just like, oh, get in my basket.
Nice. Look how many curlers there are in that set. That's a lot for that size.
21.
Wow.
And they work really well. I actually used them on my daughter's hair one time when she went to a father-daughter dance. And her hair is really coarse and thick. And they just spiral curled little Shirley Temple curls. Like they work really well. I'm not surprised as to why they sell for $50 used.
Well, and I mean, I use hot rollers every day. I know that's old fashioned, but I do because I'm a cheat. I don't want to do my hair and use a curling iron, take all that hours to straighten it and all that stuff. I just throw it in curlers and I leave. Like 6 curlers and I'm done. So I still use them, and I will buy the same old sets I always have had because they're hard to find, but I've got tons of clips for them. I've got extra curlers to throw in them when they die. You know, I get it. I do it. So people like their older stuff that they are used to.
Yeah, like the chic lady, the lady chic curlers, they're like steamer curlers.
Mm-hmm.
Those consistently sell for $50 to $75 used.
Yeah.
I mean, once you have something, that's kind of like the reason why like discontinued cosmetics do so well, or discontinued hair color, because these women have been using this product for the last 10 or 15 years, and then all of a sudden it's just gone.
It's heartbreaking as a woman to have something you love disappear like that. You're something you've used forever. Like my deodorant I loved. They discontinued it. And I was like, I've used this since high school. I need my deodorant.
What were you using? Teen Spirit?
No, it was Arm & Hammer Roll-On. Arm & Hammer Roll-On. It's the best.
She's over there trying to make some. She's got like baking powder and some water.
Yes. Yes. It's crazy. And so I spent a couple $100 probably trying out all the different deodorants, trying to find one. Not a couple hundred, but I tried all of them. Every single one. I could not find deodorant that I liked that worked good like that. That was such a good deodorant. But I found one. Nivea Roll-On. It's awesome.
Angie said that she's still mourning a scent from the 80s.
Oh,
yeah, it's sad.
It's hard, especially like you said, a hair color. I can't believe that those will sell like years later.
Oh yeah, and you would think that people would assume that they were like, that might have gone bad. Maybe I should have put this in my hair. You know, it's like it's expired from 5 years ago.
That's crazy.
Some of that stuff just, it's amazing. Like what you can get on eyeshadow or lipstick or certain lotions, and perfumes. And I sold a powder one time that I got in an estate sale for like a dime or a quarter or something like that, and I sold it for $100, and it legit sells for $100 every time it comes up on eBay. And it was funny because the person that bought mine, I actually looked at their feedback, and they had purchased that product before. And they had left a feedback saying, like, this was not a real one. I know, I've been using this for years. You know? And I was kind of worried about it, but mine wasn't opened or anything. And they left me good feedback when they got it. So apparently they've been using the same body powder for the last 50 years. You know?
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and bring up Yvonne's sales here so you can tell us what excitingness you had going on. All right, what do you want to talk about?
So yesterday was the Harley Fest.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody that hangs out with me remembers. Hannah and I found that up on our mother-daughter road trip, like a small touristy town. I think it was Buena Vista. It was $2. Because I remember I was tripping, like I was telling you guys, maybe the lady thought it was ugly. I don't know. $2. So,
wow,
that's crazy.
I saw that yesterday. So,
very cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. You know, I offered it to Steve because, you know, Steve's a Harley guy, but I learned something about men. Well, okay, whatever. I knew this, but I didn't know to the degree. But so he's been riding his Harley for like 30 years, right? And so he didn't want it. He's really attached and sentimental to his leather jacket and his leather coat that he bought when he got his Harley 30 years ago. And like, you know, he don't want nothing brand new and shiny. He wants his, I've been wearing, this thing's been everywhere with me, you know, like my bud. So that was interesting. Okay, where are we at? Oh, just some, let's see, a Christian Dior jacket that's went overseas. And the only other interesting thing was a military, that white satin. That sold too. That took a couple months. So I want to thank Chad Golden Finger Picker for the inspiration on that kind of stuff.
Operation Deep Freeze Antarctica? Wow.
I think it was a collab between two branches of the military.
Yeah, it looks like the Navy and the Air Force.
So I think that was about $5 or so. That's pretty good.
And then your other hashtags.
And hashtag, I need to work on that. I have to do it by myself now, so not a lot's happening.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing about it is, and that's what I always try to tell people about Plush, is like, it is not an immediate sell kind of thing. It takes time to build up some momentum, and once you do have them listed, and then you continue to add additional ones, then you'll have consistent sales because your old ones will start selling, and you have new ones, and you just kind of build up the momentum over time. But it would be really difficult, I think, for somebody to just like, I'm going to start a Plush business and then really succeed right away, because it is really more of a long tail type of thing. Unless you're really just finding those killer items, super rare stuff, or whatever that, you can just blow out. Because I sold a plush that I just listed yesterday. I had talked about it on my big plush video I did, the What's in the Bag 2-hour long plush extravaganza. And I sold one of the dogs from Lady and the Tramp, and for $70 overnight.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was like, yay. It was funny because I was laying in bed this morning and I was like looking at my eBay, trying to see like how many watchers I got, and I had none. And I was like, man, I did all that work and nobody bought any of my crap. Mama started laughing. Mama started laughing at me. And then right then I sold that little bulldog. And I was just like, yay. And by all that work, it was 7 things. I listed 7 things. So it was like,
if
so
anybody
hard.
feels your pain, we all in this audience feel your pain on that. Because all of us do that. You list a bunch of stuff and you're like, oh, what a buzzkill. I'm used to at least something, getting somebody sending a question or something, and nothing.
It's like starting a new platform, and you list 5 things on it and you're like, this platform sucks. I haven't sold anything yet.
Yes.
Poshmark is terrible. Mercari sucks. I put all this work into it and haven't sold anything. It's like you have 20 things over there.
Yes, it's so true.
But I don't know why I feel that way, where I'm just like, there's something should have sold,
Yeah, and then it did.
Yeah. So I was
by the way, Katka Shakova sent you a $10 super chat.
I know, I
this
saw
is
that.
for Deb.
Yes, she was on my what I'm listing video, and I talked about the Danskos and how to check them for dry rot, and to do the little twist bend test. And a pair that she had right then, she did the little test she didn't know about, and they were dry rotted, and she threw them right in the trash can. So instead of listing them and they going to a customer, saved
idea. Her.
Yeah. So
I'm glad you talked about that too, because I don't think to look for that in shoes. And I know about it. I just forget. I just don't think about, and I've purchased them before where I've gotten it from other people and it's like, these are destroyed. Like this, they looked fine until something happened to them, So that was a really good tip. I got to remember to do that.
Yeah, I actually, I bought 2 pairs, and then the 3rd pair that I looked at, they were dry rotted. I knew right there in the store not to buy them.
Sucks, freaking dry rot. Ruining perfectly good shoes.
On #deal after I get done with my Levi bag. I've got a bunch of Pottery Barn sheets and vintage sheets and crochet blankets and a few pieces of plush. So I just, Hannah was doing it for me, so but now I have to do it myself, but I'll get it back up. It only has like 37 items in it currently.
Let me go. Oh, I didn't share my sales. Hang on. This is the doggy I sold. This is the little, is with his little funky eyes.
Cute.
Yeah. And, so yeah, $70. I'm really excited.
Well, Deb, plush people aren't awake in the middle of the night. We're buying in the morning and during the day.
Well, and I tried a new strategy. I've been trying to work on changing my pricing. For years and years, my pricing has always been to price on the upper end of the spectrum and to offer best offer.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided, I was like, look, it's actually funny. It was Posh Hanger actually said something on her Instagram the other week, and she's like, look, I'm just going to price my stuff at where I'm happy with getting the money on a, being competitively priced, and take off best offer and stop being a greedy bitch. And I was like, and I don't know why, but that totally stuck in my head. And I was like, yeah, I want to sell this stuff. I don't want to just hang on to it for a year. And so this price that I priced him at is actually low for what kind of compared to the other ones. It's on the lower end of the spectrum. And I put free shipping on him, which I don't normally do free shipping at all, but everything that I listed yesterday, I put free shipping on, and I priced fairly competitively. I'm not saying that I priced at bottom of the barrel, but I definitely would have normally have priced him $99 and put best offer on him. But instead I priced it $69 and just left it with no best offer, and it worked, Another other thing that I sold was these diapers. I actually put them on auction. I started it at $29.95. I sold one package for $34 on the auction. And then I forgot about that really handy dandy feature of second chance offers. So I second chance offered the other bidder, and he bought it as well for $1 less than the other guy. So it totally worked out. And then I did end up selling on Amazon the frappe maker, the cafe frappe that I purchased, actually off of Mercari. I purchased it off of Mercari and listed it on Amazon, and I sold it for $129 over the weekend. So
awesome.
And I paid $17 for it, and I didn't have to leave my house. So it was totally great.
So with your Plush, are you putting Plush in a box and just putting it in like a sack and then putting it in a box? Or how do you exactly how do you protect your Plush when you send it?
Oh, I normally just put them in a poly bag.
You do?
I just put them in a poly mailer. Yeah. Sometimes I wrap them in tissue paper, just to wrap them in tissue paper so that people, kind of for presentation, not really for anything. And then I put them in a poly mailer. If I put them in a box, sometimes I'll actually put them into a clear plastic bag, because then the box is at risk of getting wet. A poly mailer is not going to get wet. It's a poly mailer.
Right.
But if a box is at risk of getting wet, then I'll actually put the Plush in a bag and then put it in the box. But I typically don't put Plush in boxes unless they have a noisemaker, like they're going to activate.
Oh.
Or if they have, like, if they're harder, like if there's something, like they have some extra attachment, or they have bendy things, like I don't put bendy things in poly mailers. They go in a box. Or it was or if it was really expensive,
No bubble wrap around it and then in a poly or anything. I'm just curious. Not being critical. No. I don't know.
I might around the eyes. If I need to protect eyes, I might do that, Steph.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've never sold a Plush.
Yeah, I don't do any of that. I just put them in tissue paper, and I have these little stickers that I print out from my. Sorry, that noise is right by my microphone. These little stickers that I print out on my Dymo that are pinching pesos stickers, and I use that to seal up the tissue paper.
That's cute.
And put them in the poly bag. I do buy cute poly mailers. That's they're cute, but yeah, that's about it.
So what do you buy with your eBay coupon? If you don't use the eBay stickers, eBay polys, what do you buy?
I do have eBay polys that I use. I have little boxes that are really tiny 4x4x4s for parts. I've got the 10x8x6s, the 8x8x8s. I've got some 16x12x8s. I need to use my coupon for this quarter, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to get.
If you haven't noticed, the last 2 coupons that I've had, they got rid of the big boxes. They don't have them anymore. They just have the little guys.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't have the 16x12x whatever?
Nope. No.
What?
And there were a couple other sizes I got that were big. Like they had 12 by 12 by 12, I think, for a while, and gone. All the good ones, they're gone, because we always would buy the big boxes. Now I'm like, well, I don't know what to buy. I just get the polys or, padded. But I don't know. I'm so bummed because I love the big boxes.
Yeah, they have 16 12 by 8s.
16, 12, 8.
Yeah, the 16 12 8. That's the biggest box I've seen.
I don't think they did when I looked. Maybe they just got them back in then.
I'm looking at them, and they're the ones with the blue dot on the side. Mine don't have that because I bought mine a long time ago. Here, I'll show you. If you guys aren't familiar in the chat or after the show when you're watching, if you have an eBay store, you get a shipping promotion coupon. So you can buy the eBay branded shipping supplies. Basic store gets what, $25, premium store gets $50, and then Anchor store gets what, $75. And so you can buy these shipping supplies, which I actually really like. I don't see the tape. Oh, look, it's got a little super pack. Look at that.
Is that a tape gun in there?
That is a tape gun.
That's new. Tape gun's new.
Yeah.
I know, but it's not eBay branded. That's lame. They could have put eBay on it.
eBay sucks. So I'd rather have a tape gun. A couple of them, leave one in our storage unit, one in the car.
Yeah, there's tape guns. But look, it's got a little starter pack. That's new. They didn't have that before.
Yeah, that's new too.
I love this purple tape. It's my favorite. The purple one that says eBay, it's here. My favorite one. Yeah, you get 25 6x4x4s, 25 8x6x4s. You get 100 poly mailers and 100 stickers. And then 6 rolls of tape. That's a great deal. And you get 25 padded. This is a really good package here. So
Darn it, I spent my coupon too early. Yeah, if they had no big boxes, and that's...
Yeah. If you have a premium store, you could basically pay $9.99 for all this stuff because your $50 coupon would come off. That's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have the big boxes up here. The 16 by 12 by 8s is the biggest one they have.
That's good to know. 12 by 8, 10 by 8 wasn't there either. The last 2 times I bought boxes or bought, my coupon, they weren't there. So they must have started them back up.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they ran out. Who knows?
Darn it.
I always hear people say, like, because I don't know what it was about the branded supplies that they were just like, I don't want to use them. And it's like, but they're free.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I bought eBay branded tape before they ever had the coupon. Like, as soon as they came out with it, I was like, oh, I want that. And I bought, like, paid cash money for the eBay branded tape. Let's see.
It's weird. Is it just me or are we having a weird connection?
Yeah. Let's see what I missed in the chat.
If you have an Anchor store, don't you think $75 doesn't seem like enough?
No, I don't think it is either. I would at least want $200.
Yeah, I agree. They're spending a lot of money and they're using a lot of supplies.
Yeah, I would think that they would give them more. I thought 75 was rather low. It would almost be worth it just to, like, if you had a second, if you were like, oh, I'm just going to have another basic store. Like, just
2 basic stores.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's see. Pixlin's Place was asking if I put new batteries in the No, I don't. Sometimes, well, I might. It depends on what it is. Sometimes I'll say no, that it needs 2 AA batteries or whatever, and some of them I will put batteries in. It really just depends on what the selling point is, but I just get the dollar batteries from Dollar Tree. So I'm trying to think back. I haven't sold I have some talking plush right now that I'll send with batteries. So I guess I was wrong. I misspoke. I do send them with new batteries. I just talked in a whole circle.
We definitely want to check the battery compartment, though. We definitely want to check it and make sure.
Oh, yeah, because it can be corroded. I mean, if you...
Any kind of corrosion.
Yeah. I always test them. So, let's see. So do they offer a different thing to the size of stores? I have 25 and I don't have as much variety. No, they don't. I just looked that up. Like I just looked at eBay branded supply store. That wasn't anything special like on my side.
So you didn't go through the coupon link to get to
No,
that
I
store?
just searched. Yeah, I just searched eBay shipping supply.
Maybe they've been there then.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't
Some of
know.
that wasn't there. That package and the tape gun, that wasn't there when I used my coupon.
And the big boxes weren't there when I used mine.
Maybe it's new
So
for the
that's
next
good.
new for the next quarter.
Awesome. I hope so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna buy. I don't know what I'm gonna buy this time. I need to use it though. I don't want to forget.
Yeah, you
That would
better
be
shop
awful.
today.
I would
Buy
be
that
so
$59.
I don't need any more tape. I have plenty of tape. Yeah, I have tons of tape. Yeah.
Okay. You guys want to see my stuff? A couple things that I sold.
Yeah.
We haven't been selling too much on eBay, but you know, because we sell. Okay, we didn't even get a 1099 from PayPal last year. That's how little we sold on eBay. I think we only sold like 18 grand or something. Normally, and I think you have to have 20 to get your 1099. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little year for us for eBay. We sold it all local. It was crazy, but that was our goal. That's what we tried to do. Around March is when we decided let's sell all of our pallet stuff local. See if we can do it.
I would love to deal with a lot of cash.
Well, yeah, that's true. The cash is good, but I mean, we just put it back in and rebuy more pallets. So, okay, so I'm gonna put lock on that other thing. So you might have to lock on my weird one that's muted there, because I'm gonna talk so it'll overpower.
Hang on, I'm linking the big box because people keep saying they can't find it. So I just linked it over in the chat.
Link in the big box. Oh,
yeah.
That's what I'm wondering is maybe because I clicked through the coupon link.
I don't know. It's like Thrift in Tennessee just said they couldn't find it, and so I just linked it. So
cool. Okay, what does it look like here?
Did it work?
Can you see?
Hang on, I wasn't looking at you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me present you. Okay, there you go.
Okay, cool. All right, so we source locally too. Like I love to buy stuff off of OfferUp, Garage Sale, Let Go. There's hardly ever anything in Let Go in our area, but I looked at one thing I like to look for is like office phones, because usually that means somebody's going out of business and they probably have other stuff that they don't have for sale. So, and there's good money in office stuff. So we like to do that. So I found this lady that had office phones. And so I just looked at her other listings and she happened to have a couple listings for DirecTV remote controls. And then a few like pictures in, she had cases of them. So I asked her how much for all the remotes, $100. And then look what we sold them for, like 800 remotes. And they all sold within a couple days.
Oh.
So $60, $200, 440 bucks, 110, 180, 45, all plus shipping. They paid the shipping. So it was crazy. So don't forget to look locally for stuff just to flip fast, and you know, obviously do your research just to make sure that they'll sell. But it was all direct to TV people who bought them, like other companies. So keep an eye out. But those would be something that would be hard to sell locally. Those have to go on eBay. Another thing that we have to put on eBay is parts. I have hardly any parts listed, but I need to. But like, look at these parts.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I was clicking on other things on my screen. I was making sure it wasn't that it was still presenting just you. So it is. So good. Yay.
Okay, good. So like a blender, you can always pick up a blender, even at a yard sale, at a, you know, wherever you see them, and don't be afraid to get it. If you can get it for like $1, you're going to be able to sell the pitcher. So this pitcher I sold for 28 bucks plus, oh, that's tax probably. 28 bucks. And I listed it the way that you said, Deb, where you put, I really love how you did that.
Is a variation?
Yeah. So let me show what that looks like here. So my listing looks like this. So my primary picture is what the blender looks like if I had sold it complete, but that's not for sale. But then the 3 parts that I'm selling next to it. So that's my primary picture as a collage. And then they can click on here and see what, what I have for sale, free shipping. So smart. Never have even heard of that. And you did it, Deb, and I'm so thankful because it's awesome. This is the best way to do it. One listing, all your items are in there. I got quantity 2 of each. I love it.
It works so good. And
it does.
Replenish it. I have a slicer machine that I'm going to have to redo my variation listing for because it expired and then it went away. But I have like 4 of those machines, so it's going to be so good when.
I'm going to do that in some of my Dysons where it's ones that I'm just going to part out. I mean, I normally part them out if the unit's broken, but some of these Dysons, I've got a bunch of them of this same model and they're not really popular here in the US. I'm just going to part all of it out and just sell the hose, sell the handle, sell the, each part one by one. I'm going to make way more money than I would as a whole on them. So that's my next tackle subject, I'm going to list it.
Okay, so that's that website, that store that I looked up that had that package and stuff. Mm-hmm. Your coupon doesn't work in that store.
Okay.
So that's why that's why you're not seeing it, because that's a completely different store.
Darn it.
They have 90,000 feedback. And they're not like the eBay store.
And I bought those exact sizes
from them before. The eBay pack is right here. The eBay pack is on. Okay, so that one package is on the supply store. It's there. But yeah, you're right. That big box isn't there.
Yeah, there's no good boxes. They're just little guys, unless that's what you need.
So what is this other store? Is that why sometimes people say, like, my coupon didn't work?
Maybe.
Oh, that might be it.
That might totally be why.
Yeah, because I always take the message that they send and then I click on the through the coupon to their site because I can never find it. And so then I just see what they have for sale. So that makes sense.
That could be why some people say their coupons don't work, because it's the exact same pictures, the exact same descriptions, everything's the same, and they have that name, the eBay shipping supply, that not the eBay shipping supply, but seller supply, name, and that's probably why some people's things don't work. But they have the same prices as these other stores, so who are they?
Who are these people?
Like, is it like the printing company is like, selling the supplies themselves, or what?
Maybe that's who was selling it before, maybe they got a contract with eBay. The 2 different companies make them. Maybe.
Because like I had said before, I bought the eBay tape long before there was a shipping supply store. And it was the same tape.
Yeah. Darn it. That's a shame.
Connie was asking if I have a video showing what I was talking about, making the variation listing. I do. If you go to my channel and search the word variation in like the search of my videos, it's there. I can also link it.
Yeah, like for this one, I put it in because there isn't a category for like blender parts. Like some things do have parts categories, right, and then you can put them one by one. But like this one, I just put it under small kitchen appliances and then blenders.
Yep.
And then I put it, I went on your site and looked at it to see how you did it on ones that didn't have parts. And I did it exactly how you do it. It was great.
Yeah, it works great. And all of your variations are going to count as organic keywords. So it's actually a really good way of getting more traffic to your listing, because all of those, even though it doesn't say carafe or blade or whatever in the title, of your blender thing, it doesn't say blade. It's still, if somebody searches that blender and then the word blade, it doesn't look up replacement part or whatever else is there. It still comes up organically in the search, not in the, search fewer words, like down at the bottom search. It comes up organically at the top. So yeah.
You know what I've been wondering about that is I wonder if that's a cheat. Like, how instead of having a second title,
it is.
is putting, if you just had quantity 1 of something and you'd have more words to be able to put in there.
Yeah.
Because it would search that equally, don't you think?
Yeah. Yep.
It's a short little title you can squeeze in here under the variation, but I think you could. I've thought about that on something where I really wanted more keywords. I thought about doing it this sort of way.
Yeah, I need to make a new video because the video that I have is on the old format before Seller Hub ever existed, before, so I need to actually need to make a new video because even though the steps are kind of the same, the screens look different.
That's true. Yeah. Plus, it's a handy video anyway, even if we've seen the old one, just to see it.
That video doesn't have nearly as many views as it should have. As old as it is, it's like 3 years old, and it has like less views than my Plush video from last week.
Wow.
And yeah, so weird. I need to do a new one.
Okay. Well, here's one last thing to look out for. Remotes. Here, I guess I'm the remote lady.
Okay. Chicken.
I guess I'm the remote lady. Ignore the top one. That's just a military light thing. But okay, so remotes. I love to pick them up whenever I go to yard sales, flea markets. I'll try to get them all in one hand. Whatever I see, I won't even look them up. I'll just grab a bunch of them and say, how much for all these? And if I can get them for a couple bucks for a big pile of remotes, I do it. So I can, if I can get them for 50 cents or a quarter or less, that's great. So look, but remotes just sell so well. So 16 bucks, 20 bucks, 55 bucks, 35 bucks, 10 bucks, 25 bucks. I got all of these for so cheap. One thing that definitely helps if a lot of people are also selling that remote, you see like this picture here, where if you can get a picture of, it'll make yours stand up above somebody else. But if you can get a picture of it lit up, if it's one of those glow remotes, take a dark picture and have it glowing, and people will buy that so fast. And when there's 50 other ones for sale, it's like, oh, I need that one. It's such a good little tip for selling remotes. But keep an eye out for remotes. They really do well, especially some rare ones. I mean, those are really great to get. And if you can get them cheap enough, it doesn't matter if they don't sell. So that's all I got to tell about for that.
Yeah, remotes have been like I was listening to the How I Built This podcast. I've been listening to it since it started, like before it even had its first episode, when they said they were going to do it. And one of the ones that they do after like the successful business person is done, they do like a local you're stuck on me stuff on the other one. Me? Yeah. Like change it to something else.
Oh no, you got to switch to my. Oh, I see what you mean. I got to unscreen share.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, they do segment afterwards of just like regular people that are building their own things, making their own companies. And one of them was a remote guy, and he was actually selling remotes on eBay that he was buying, and I think he was doing like over $100,000 like in remotes, and then he actually ended up becoming like a main distributor to like motels or whatever for like replacement remotes, and like that's all he does.
Wow, I would do it too. There really is good money in those.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Somebody asked, who asked? Let's see. She said, "How do you know if they're?" Oh, M Midtop said, how do I? Oh no, who said it? They said, "How do you know if the remotes work?" There's a little trick you can do. You take your cell phone and you point the remote. You put it on the camera mode to where you're facing yourself like a selfie. And if you go in the dark and take a picture of the remote, you just push the button and you can see it light up. It lights up on your phone on most remotes. The infrared remotes will do it. So that's the best way to check it. If I don't know for sure, if I just can't tell, if the battery compartment looks very clean, I'll say, obviously if this doesn't work, I'd have no way to test it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to work. If it doesn't, I'll take a return. And then of course I'd let them keep it, but I've never had one come back. So, and the ones I couldn't tell, I don't know, but, Jory Good Use Good said there's an app. I'm on my phone, so I can't see what it was called, but there's an app you can, go to test remotes. I think he said it'll just test any sort of device. So
fair.
I'm going to do that next time. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to look it up.
Thanks, Barbara. Barbara gave us a $2 super chat.
Oh.
I hadn't even gotten any super chats before today. Like before this morning when I was doing the what I'm listing video. It was like the very first time. I was like, yay!
Wow. Cute.
And all of a sudden it's all blowed up. Hey, they're asking about like doing good till canceled, and I answered, but I think she wanted you to answer. Like on your good till on your listings, are you doing good till canceled? Like on your variation and your multi-quantity listings?
I do.
Yeah, I said the same thing. Why do you do it? And I want to see if your reason's the same as mine.
I do it because I'm lazy, for one, and I don't care how long it sits on there. It's going to sit there forever. I don't want to have to go in there and refresh it. Somebody looking for something. Actually, we do it on every item. We don't do 30 days on anything.
Yeah.
We just leave them on there because if somebody's interested in it, they're going to buy it. We usually our stuff is kind of a one-off. It's not like we have 50,000 and we need a fresh listing to stay competitive. They're going to find a handful of the item that we have. So I don't care. I'm lazy. I just leave it there.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, and I was going to say, and if I was not on eBay the day it ended, and didn't notice I had a bunch of stuff to relist. And I get in trouble with relisting too if I've got multiple quantities, because if you've got 20 of something and 6 sold, and by the time it comes to relist, it puts your number back up to 20. And you have to remember, you've got to go take an inventory every time of how many of something you have, or you get in trouble. And I don't want to think about that. So I just leave it that way.
Yeah, that's very true. So if you have a variation listing and you go to relist it, it messes up your actual quantities. Or if you do a sell similar, it'll take your quantities back up to the original, or it completely erases them. One or the other. It's just a mess. Like, just don't do it, because there's no reason for you to lose your actual sales rankings, because every time somebody goes in and they buys one of those variations or they buy one of your quantities, you're going to be losing your data every time you relist or sell similar. And that actually is not to your benefit. That's bad for you. The reason why people say, oh, do a sell similar is because it's an item that's a one-off and it's going to bump it back up into the search as a new listing. But you don't want to do that on your items that have been consistently selling as multi-quantity listings or as variations. My super shooter listing was good till canceled for 2 years, and then I accidentally ended it. It was the #1 search result in Google, that listing, if you looked up replacement parts for super shooter. My eBay listing was the #1 Google search result. And it was, I wouldn't cancel it. But that's just my opinion. If you want to do it, have at it. That's just my prerogatives.
How do you do it, Yvon?
I have never used a good till canceled option in my eBay life.
Wow.
I don't do a lot of hard goods, so.
Yeah, I can understand like doing it with clothing, because or one-off items in general, because it will bring you back up, as saying, oh, this is a new listing. So if there's somebody that's been looking for something, sometimes they've been looking for it for a while and they've already scrolled through those things. They want to see what's new, They want to know what's new. But
I understand the concept though, and I listened very carefully and picked up a few more tips about it, because I could see where, especially when I start buying things in quantity, I could see where I might want to do that on some items.
Okay, so Cindy said you didn't sell your item for 2 years. No. I consistently sold on that listing over and over again over the course of 2 years. When you have a variation listing, it doesn't end. You have multiple quantities of items. I had like 90 items on that listing. I had like 5 different machines all parted out, and every time it sells, it brings you up in search because it's a successful listing. Basically, if you know about conversion rates, it brings you up because of the conversion rate of that listing.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So when get to cancel variations and multi-quantity, they don't end. Like they don't actually end. Like everything stays there. So it's good for some things, bad for other things.
So I
Another
would
thing,
want to make sure that I had that my store was at the right level for the amount of listings if I did start to do something like that, right? Because it's going to automatically relist. So I need to make sure.
Yeah,
Personally, want to make sure they have enough.
Yeah, because somebody did ask, oh, you don't get charged again, but yeah, you do. You get, it's the same thing. What Good Till Cancel does is it keeps the listing the same. So the item number stays the same. The link to that listing stays the same. So if you shared something, say over on Pinterest, as opposed to you doing sell similar or relisting, and it gives it a new item number every time, to just keep it Good Till Canceled, your link is going to be good when somebody 3 months from now goes to click on Pinterest your item and it takes them to eBay. If it's Good Till Canceled, that link is still good. If you did a sell similar, the link's no good anymore. It's just going to take them to your ended listing.
That's a really good point. Another thing that, okay, if I kind of like about the good, not I kind of, I do like about the Good Till Canceled is there's a lot of things that, you know, if we cross post, if something's sold on another platform, have to remember when it's in the unlisted part, whether I'm relisting all of that stuff or if it's something I shouldn't relist accidentally. That's another thing too, you know, that's kind of makes me nervous about having to go relist it. Or if I didn't relist it for a couple of days, what if that one person that wanted that one thing happened to be on there during one of those days that it's not listed, you know?
And it's, you know, people think that it doesn't work like that eBay doesn't work like that. But really, when you sell an item, let's just say you have a red dress in a size 8 with this length of a, you know, it goes to your knees and it's got this sleeve and it's got this cut. Okay, your customer is so specific that what are the odds that that person is on that day gonna buy your dress that's in that size, that's in, you know, like, I mean, you really got to think about the odds of it, you know. And so if I don't know, I think it's funny. And Ronnie gave us a super chat too. Ronnie.
That was sweet. Yeah, this is our first super chat party.
Yeah, it was a super chat party. That's fun. Awesome. I feel weird though.
I tried to send one and it 3 times and it wouldn't send it, but I was putting the message, "Suck it, Jim."
That might be
it wouldn't work. Yeah, maybe that's why it wouldn't go through. I can't get it to go through. It could be because I'm in here. I don't know. But I tried to send a "Suck it, Jim" one.
If you are missing relisting though, there is a feature on eBay that you can automate the process, and you can add automation saying when this item ends, relist it.
That would be, I didn't know it could do that. That's good.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you where it's at. I know you got to run stuff, don't you?
I do.
Okay, let me.
But it's okay.
Okay, let me see if I can find it really fast. I don't remember. I don't use it, so. But. Okay, here it is. Okay. Let me show. Okay, so what you can do right here in your actions, it says assign automation rules. And you can assign rules to your listing to when your item ends, it'll automatically relist it for you or change the quantity or whatever you want to do. So list according to this rule. Relist it once, relist it as a fixed price, relist it continually until it sells, relist it continually whether it sells or not. And so, yeah. So I would put relist continually until it sells.
I wonder if it will, it doesn't say anything about it'll correct your quantity or remember your quantity.
No.
Deb.
What?
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Okay. I want to ask a question about that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this in theory, okay, let's say a store has 10 items. 5 of them are that variation, good till canceled, whatever, but it's out of stock now. Does that listing still show up? Does it still look like I would have 10 items in my store, even though I really only have 5 listings that have any stock behind them? Because I would give that would.
You mean like, is it going to count against your totals? Is that what you mean?
Like, does it still say I have, this store has, sells, 10 items. It has 10 listings.
To the public? No.
Yeah. Okay.
No. On the other side, no, it doesn't.
So you can't use that to like inflate your numbers. So
no, not on the outside world. On the inside world, it does. Okay. So like if I was showing, like if you're showing your listing numbers, it's not going to count towards your item. I don't know. I would have to play around with it. I would have to take something out of stock and put it back in. I'll do that after the fact, and we can look and see what it does.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Like if I take an item that I have good till canceled and I take it out of stock, what does it do to my quantity numbers?
Yeah, just curious.
Ooh, Lonnie just wrote, I need to look at the automation stuff. Would be cool if you could automatically drop the price by a certain number every 30 days or something. Do you know if it does that?
Hang on, let me go back and look.
That would be amazing.
I know that you could change something. Hang on. Let me go assign automation. You know, I never hear anybody talk about automation.
I've never even noticed it.
So you can relist it continually until it sells. You can say relist it however many days after it didn't sell. You can list it according to a schedule. You can also turn off here. I don't know why I'm describing it to you. I can just sit here and share it with you. You can tell it to turn off when your inventory gets to a certain level. So you can tell it, like, let's just say you had assigned it to an inventory level, a multi-quantity, and then the inventory got to 0. You don't want it to relist. Do not list if my active listings are greater than a certain number. So that is a good idea if you have a limit, If you have a limit to the amount of listings you can have, you can say, hey, don't relist this if I'm over 500,
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. But I don't see anything about pricing, though. Relist it once. Relist is a fixed price. You can, well, maybe this will do it. You can, hang on, let me go to a fixed price listing and see if it allows me to set a price. 1 second. We're learning all kinds of things today.
I love it.
See? Y'all getting full on some stew. Anyway. It says, okay, relist is fixed price, and this is a fixed price already. Relist is fixed price if this doesn't sell. And if it doesn't sell, move my item to fixed price using this price. So I guess you can.
Oh, wow.
And then you can say, like, what you want your duration to be.
There you go, Lonnie.
I love it. I got to look into that.
Yep. Very cool. Or this is a great automation for people. I have heard people doing this, that they do their listing for 30 days, and then after the 30 days is over, they add best offer to it. Well, there you go. You can automate the whole thing.
I love that.
Yep. This is like blowing my mind.
Oh my gosh. It's so exciting.
Wow. See? Look. Learning new things.
Amy Liz, Tennessee says, I've been selling on eBay since the 90s and I had no idea.
Really?
So
I knew automation was there, but I never looked at it because I just thought it was relisting for you. And since I do good till canceled, I didn't need it.
Yeah.
But if I can tell it like to change my price every 30 days, that'd be good.
I just figured it was for all the big box sellers of, huge quantity.
I'm totally looking into it. I'm going to mess around with some stuff. That'll be fun.
Very cool. Well, we just, you know what? Don't even watch anything else today. This was it.
You guys all mess around with your automated settings today.
I think we should end on that note. That was pretty strong.
Let's do it. I gotta go anyway. We gotta meet somebody.
Yeah, you gotta go. All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming and watching us today. Join us next time, normally on, well, it's always on a Tuesday at noon, but sometimes it's not every week. But I'm trying to get better at being more consistent. So I will see you guys all, or we will see you guys all next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye, you guys. Bye, Reese.